Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. It is a warm-ish, it's actually kind of overcast, so it's cooled down a little bit out here in Houston. Check on the fishies. They're doing good. So I know for the last few videos I've been mentioning that I want to get a truck and that I need to get a truck. And as a matter of fact, on the truck subject, there's a tropical depression or whatever, the hurricane thing forming in the Gulf, and there's actually one like it's not going to hit here, but we're going to get extra rain or something like that. But anyway, so this season it's probably going to be bad, and having a off-road high vehicle that can go through water and just kind of be a little bit more of a survival vehicle is what I wanted. So without further ado, I did purchase the truck, and here we go. Booyah! Anyway, this is a 19 oh my god, I'm showing my age. This is a 2018 Titan SV. So this is let me just do a quick walk around, then we'll go over some of the options and what the SV package comes with, and a little bit about the truck as a whole. No fog lights. All right, it's a little bit hot out here and it's going to be super hot in the truck, so I'm going to just give you guys a quick cold start in this thing, and then we'll get inside and I'll show you guys the inside a little bit, and we'll talk about the truck and all that good stuff. So let me just give you a quick overview of the truck. So this is the SV package. Let's turn this down. Actually, I can just turn this off. So this is the SV package. Please tell me it's going to stop doing that. Okay. So the SV package on these Nissan Titans just gives it some really basic stuff, like I think a minor seat upgrade. And like, you know, the alloy wheels, these cheap alloy wheels, which are 18s, I think. I don't know what they are. Whatever, I'll put it on the screen, but they're not anything impressive. You know, metal bumper, chrome badges in black, so you know they didn't go through any effort to try to like match things and make it look nice. But it does actually have a bed liner, 5.5 foot bed. Now, as far as the condition of the truck, this has 18,000 miles, and again, it's a 2018. So there's a few slight dings. Like this is probably the most major thing in there, and that's just like the paint is scraped all along. Well, not all along, but just right there. Not sure if you can see it really well, but it's just a little scrape, and you can see there's a little chip wanting to come out, probably associated with whatever event caused this. But not that big of a deal. You know, certainly not anything that prevented me from buying it, because I got it. So this is the V8. So you'll notice that like some of the up trim Titans and a few of the other things that has like a badge here that either says Cummins or it says Endurance V8 or whatever this V8 is called. This is the cheap one, and this is like one of the lowest models. The only options that it does have is like the bed liner. These floor mats are an option, and then a few random things in the interior. I don't really know what, but of course it is 4-wheel drive. It's not a full-time 4-wheel drive, and that's something that I really wasn't too happy about it. That's one of the reasons why I was looking at some of the Dodges and some of the Fords, like the Lariat, that has a you know, kind of like an all-wheel drive system that's full-time. This, you know, basically you're just in a 2-wheel drive vehicle until you click this thing up to 4. So I mean, I know this is how 4-wheel drive trucks has been forever, but I like the all-wheel drive type better. like because in that way it'll work even when it's dry. Like, I mean, if you have this complicated drivetrain in your car, it should be giving you a benefit all the time, and this doesn't, only when I need it. But there's, you know, of course there's pros and cons to it, mostly just cons, but it does have 4-wheel drive nonetheless, so that's good. So while I sit in here, I'll show you a couple of the basic features it does have. Like, it does have a reverse camera. You can see that screen is very small. Like, there's it compared to my hand. It's tiny. Widow. But it is there, so it does actually have a reverse camera. Of course, it has air conditioning, just straight up manual dials. You know, in a sense, it's like refreshing to you know, have something with just normal controls. Like, you know, you're hot, you turn it colder. Cold, you turn it hotter. If you're somewhere in the middle, you try to find a thing in the middle. You don't have like the data, you don't have like 70 degrees or anything like that. Nothing's controlling, everything is just what you desire. I don't know, it's just, I haven't had a car with a manual AC control in a very, very long time. So as for the capabilities of this truck, it does have a 5.6 liter V8. It runs on 87 octane, which is great. 26 gallon tank, about 390 horsepower. Can tow about 9,000 pounds ish. Like I said, it is 4-wheel drive. I've driven it a bit, but you know, I had 18,000 miles when I bought it. So I want you guys to guess, this 2018, this truck's a year old and it has 18,000 miles, 4-wheel drive, Titan SV. You can look them up. You can look up the prices. Tell me what you think I paid for this truck, and tell me what you think of these trucks, because I'm really curious. These are not popular vehicles in the least. Like, I was looking at like what kind of aftermarket stuff I can put on it, and there's not even a whole lot of that. So these are not popular whatsoever, like in terms of sales, in terms of aftermarket, like anything. And I think one of the reasons for that is I believe it's only sold in the United States. Yeah, obviously Americans and their full-size trucks, it's hard to tap into the market. I think Toyota's done a much better job than Nissan has. I want to make another video where I'm going to go over the pricing and kind of how I bought this and why, and a little bit of the details about that, because I think it's a bit of an interesting story and I want to see what everybody thinks of it. But anyway, to go over some more of the features of it, I mean, it's pretty basic. I mean, it has obviously a middle seat, and then I like this little thing. It's like the perfect depth for a gun. Like, that would fit almost any size handgun. How convenient, because I really don't know what else you could put there, but I thought that was kind of neat, because with everything closed, that's really hard to get to actually. So some of the higher trim models have like a console and stuff, and then with the console you get rear vents. I don't have rear vents. No rear vents, no you know, no sunroof, but none of these trucks come with sunroofs. Roofs. Does have cruise control, like the basic things. Has a little you know, info system, and I guess it has Apple CarPlay and all that too, but you know, I don't like using that stuff. But it does have Bluetooth, XM, probably HD radio. I don't know if it actually does, because I don't really use that much. But you know, it's not like loaded, like no auto dimming mirror. It's not like loaded, but it has like everything you need, kinda. You know, no automatic wipers, no automatic lights. Does have power windows with auto down and auto up. So already it has a feature that my wife's Challenger does not. So as far as just like comfort and driving this around and stuff, it's actually really it's really smooth. It's really easy to drive. The fuel economy is rated at 21 miles per gallon, but in my driving, like when I was driving it around, I was easily getting like 23, 24. Once bigger tires and stuff go on it, I'm sure that's going to tank the mileage. And that is one of the things that I'm going to be doing with this is I want to put a lift on it. I want to put, you know, maybe just do like some, you know, maybe different bumpers or something like that, because the chrome bumpers in this look pretty gross. So I don't know. I don't really know what I want to do with it exactly, but I do. One of the first things I want to do is the lift and bigger tires. So, because that was like the primary reason for me getting this truck. But as you can see in the back, there is a lot of room in this thing. And this is another thing it does. So you can fold the seats up. Some of the higher trim models have like a floor or something with compartments or something like that. This doesn't have all that, but actually gives you more room because there's nothing intruding, and obviously you'd have less weight too. So this is obviously going to be one of the lightest trucks of this trim since it's got nothing. So not hard for me to get into, obviously, but the kids have to climb a little bit. And this is one of the impressive things about this truck. You know, I'm 6'3". The front seat is set for my height. I got a car seat next to me with 2 other kids, and I actually can sit in here decently comfortable. I have okay amount of shoulder room. Like, it's not terrible. And these are, you know, full-size Diano car seats. So what I'm saying is the cab is big in this. Even when you compare it to like cars, like obviously this is a lot more room than my Charger has in it. My Charger, I couldn't. Me sitting behind myself, I'm all cramped. Of course, the seat is more comfortable. Like this back seat is it's really upright, as you can see. Like it's really upright angle, and I don't think you can tilt it or anything. Maybe one of the higher trim models have probably a plusher back seat, but that's all right. I mean, because it's just going to be my kids, and for a while they'll be in car seats, and you know, it's kids anyway. The front seats are actually decently comfy, so I was happy about that. Pretty comfortable seats, comfortable ride. I can't really think of anything negative about this truck other than just it's not popular. Looking at the reliability of the older Titan trucks, it wasn't bad. I think the bigger problem that the Titan had was they just had that single model for a really long time, and it never really improved, and it was like good when it came out, and then it just never got any better. It just kind of stayed the same. But this one is actually, it's good. It's a modern truck. Even the older Dodge Rams, like the 2018 and below, this truck is better than those. I mean, in terms of like crash safety and all that sort of stuff. So this is like the modern era truck where they've designed it to work with today's emission standards, today's all that nonsense. So it has direct injection. That's one of the reasons why it gets decent mileage. It's modern. It has all the modern stuff. It just doesn't have any of the modern like tech. But as far as chassis, it's modern. It's like current era. It's like more similar to a 19 Ram and not the older one, which for the price that I paid for this, I couldn't even get a stone's throw from a 19 Ram. Like, I mean, not even within 10 grand of one, probably not even within 15 grand of one. So this is I don't know, this is awesome. So I just really want to see what everybody thinks, because I'm a little puzzled by the purchase, because it's just so odd that I feel like I got so much truck for so little money, and I'm just trying to understand everything. Because I was looking at trucks for a while. I was looking at Fords, and you know, again, like for the price I paid for this thing, I couldn't get like, I mean, I was looking at trucks with, you know, 90,000 miles, 80,000 miles, and this one has 18. So crazy. The other thing is, yeah, the Pilot's over there. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the Pilot. I was maybe thinking about selling it, but it only has like 88,000 miles, and it's in like rough, like aesthetic condition, but mechanically it's really good. Like everything works in it, and so it's not worth as much money to the world as it is to me. If I'm sure everybody can relate to that. So I really don't want to sell it, because like the 8 grand or whatever I would get for it is just not worth it. So I don't know. Share some of the driving impressions. It's actually a pretty easy truck to drive. It does feel big. I mean, of course it's a truck. It's a decently big truck, so it doesn't feel small, but it doesn't feel like unmaneuverable or like as if you don't have control of it. Like, I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. Like, it feels like it's well within your control. I mean, at least for me and my skill, driving a truck of this size is no problem. I mean, I can drive it like a car, and that's good. Like I said, the interior of this car is very quiet. This truck. It's actually quite impressive. I'm really impressed with what I paid for this truck. and the value I feel like I got. I mean, I know nobody knows what I paid, but just look at the prices of these things, and just tell me what you think, if these are good trucks or not, because they're not expensive. Anyway, that's going to be it for now. You guys, thanks for watching. Of course, there's going to be mods coming up for this. I'm probably just going to get the windows tinted first, and I need to start looking for a lift. So if anyone has any suggestions or anything, just let me know. Peace.
Just a pilot in his cockpit seated. Black leather on his ass, keep a hustler heated.